Hello everyone, I am Himasati Sharma. We are discussing the chapter called Cell Structure and Function for the class 8, and we have discussed definition of cell, eukaryotes, prokaryote, unicellular organism, multicellular organisms, and the components of the cell. Today we are going to discuss cell organelles in components of the cell. So organelles are small structures which are scattered in the cytoplasm, and these organelles work together to carry out life processes. So as I have previously also discussed that as a multicellular organisms, we have different specific organs which are performing different specific functions. So similarly, in a cell there are different parts or structures which are called organelles, and these organelles are performing different functions or different life processes. Now there are various types of cell organelles which perform different functions. Some of these are as follows. So cell organelles here in this picture you can see nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, mitochondrion, centrosome, lysosome, ribosomes. So all these are cell organelles. Let's see about mitochondria. Mitochondria are small rod-like structures, and these are called powerhouse of the cell. Why these are called powerhouse of the cell? Because they provide energy in the form of ATP. So in our previous class, that means in class 7, we had studied that cellular respiration produces the energy for our activities. So that means the respiration, that means oxidation of glucose plus oxygen gives us energy and water vapor. So how and where this energy is produced? This energy is produced in the mitochondria in the cell. Therefore they are known as powerhouse of the cell, as I said earlier only. So here you can see in this cell, this is a cell, eukaryotic cell, here you can see, and in this cell you can see these small little structures. These are called mitochondria. So this is how a mitochondria look like, and the basic, this is a rod like structure, and the basic function of the mitochondria is the production of energy, and therefore it is called powerhouse of the cell. Next is ribosome. Ribosomes are tiny structures. They are small little structure which are found scattered in the cytoplasm. So you will find it scattered all over the cytoplasm. And what is the function of the ribosome? Ribosome are associated with protein synthesis. So here in this cell structure you can see this is cell structure, this is nucleus, this is mitochondrion, and these small blue dots, these are called ribosome, and these are scattered all through the cytoplasm. So and ribosomes are responsible for synthesis of protein in the cell. So here you can see ribosome can either be present scattered, or you can find it in endoplasmic reticulum. So we'll be discussing endoplasmic reticulum later on. So endoplasmic reticulum is also a cell organelle. If the endoplasmic reticulum is with ribosome, or ribosome are attached to the endoplasmic reticulum, it will be called rough endoplasmic reticulum. And if the endoplasmic reticulum is without ribosome, it will be called smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Now we'll be discussing about plastids. What are plastids? Plastids are disc shaped structures. That means these are the structures which are in the shape of disc, and they are present only in plant cells. So these plastids can be of three types: chloroplast, chromoplast, and leucoplast. So basically the plastids are the structures which generally carry the pigment which is shown by the plant. So you must have observed that plants are green in color. Why they are green in color? Because chlorophyll is present in them. And where is this chlorophyll present? Chlorophyll is present inside the chloroplast. Now what is chloroplast? Here you can see chloroplast is a plastid. Similarly, you must have observed few plants have leaves or fruits or flowers of attractive colors like yellow, red, pink, etc. So where is this pigment coming from? This pigment, that means red, blue, yellow, these all are present inside the chromoplast. And what are the chromoplasts? Chromoplasts are also plastid. So what is leucoplast? Leuco, a word is always associated, or it means white. So the plastids which are colorless, Why they will be colorless? Because starch will be present in them. So plastids which are colorless are called leucoplast. So plastids are basically cell organelles which are containing pigments in a plant cell. So here you can see this is chloroplast. It contains chlorophyll and it is responsible for photosynthesis. It produces and stores glucose. Chromoplast contains carotenoids, red, orange and yellow pigments, and it is found in flower and fruit. Whereas leucoplast contains no pigment and it is used to store starch. So here in this plant cell you can see the presence of disc-shaped structure which are called chloroplast. Here you can see these are chloroplast. Now we will be studying about Golgi bodies. So what is a Golgi body? The cytoplasm contain a large number of membranous sac-like structure called Golgi bodies. So basically Golgi bodies are large structures and these have membranes. They are concerned with secreting useful substances such as enzymes and hormones. So Golgi bodies are basically the cell organelles which are responsible for secreting enzymes for different activities like for digestion, for respiration, and hormones for cell growth, cell reproduction, etc. Now here you can see in this structure, the structure of the cell. This is mitochondria. We have already studied. These are lysosome. These are ribosome. We have already studied. Nucleus we have studied. Cytoplasm, cell membrane we have studied. Now here this structure which is looking like a sac is called Golgi apparatus or Golgi body. So here you can see the Golgi body is looking like this. And when we will be drawing in 2D shape, we will show it like this. Now next is vacuoles. So vacuoles are also sac-like structure in the cell. In mature plant cells, they occupy most of the space within the cell and help to store food, water and waste. So what is the function of the vacuole? Vacuole has a function of storing of food, water and waste. So basically vacuole have a function of storage. And in a mature plant cell, why are they occupying most of the space? Because in a mature cell there will be a lot of food, lot of water and lot of waste. In animal cells, vacuoles are smaller and may be greater in number. So in animal, now this is again a difference between plant cell and animal cell. First we had studied what was the difference. Plant cell has cell wall whereas animal cell does not have a cell wall. So here you can see in a plant cell vacuoles are large in size, whereas in animal cells vacuoles are smaller in size and they may be more in number. But in a plant cell generally only one vacuole is present and it is very large in shape. Now vacuole help in waste removal and digestion. So here in this plant cell you can see this is the plant cell and you can see the size of the vacuole. Most of the space in the cell is occupied by the vacuole. So here you can see plant vacuole versus animal vacuole. So here you can see in the plant cell the size of the vacuole and here in the animal cell the size of the vacuole. So here you can see the size, you can compare the size of the vacuole in plant and animal cell. Here also in animal cell and plant cells you can see in the animal cell there are more number of vacuoles but they are small in size. And whereas in plant cell the vacuole is bigger in size and only one vacuole is present. Now we'll be studying about endoplasmic reticulum. So endoplasmic reticulum is a network of membranous tubes that connect the cell membrane with the nuclear membrane. Okay, so endoplasmic reticulum are nothing but they are tubes and these have membranes. These connect cell membrane with the nuclear membrane. Endoplasmic reticulum therefore helps to transport substances in and out of the cell. So endoplasmic reticulum has the function of transportation. So here you can see in the structure, these structures, these tube-like structures which are surrounding the nucleus are called endoplasmic reticulum. And in previous slide I had told you, you can observe that endoplasmic reticulum either is present with the ribosome. Here these dotted structures in the endoplasmic reticulum is depicting the presence of ribosome. Therefore, it will be called rough endoplasmic reticulum, and these are the endoplasmic reticulum which don't have any dots. That means ribosome is not present in this endoplasmic reticulum, and hence it is called smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So here you can see this is the nucleus, this is the tube-like structures which are called endoplasmic reticulum. In our next lecture, we will be studying about the rest of the cell organelles. Thank you.